Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the NXT Halloween Havoc 2020 report for the 28th of October 2020. Lots of 20s in there. I was super excited for this, and I walked away really disappointed. I guess maybe my expectations were unrealistic from the beginning. Anyway, for the first time in 20 years, we hear about the Halloween Havoc brand. Spin the wheel, make the deal. We'll decide the stipulations in the title matches tonight. And so we open with Shotzi Blackheart. She's screaming. And then she leads to a guitar soloist doing some really awesome work. She makes sparks fly out of a metal grinder. Guitar solo becomes the theme of Damian Priest, the North American champion. Inflatable pumpkin is on the stage. Johnny Gargano deflates it. And then Blackheart spins a giant wheel. We get a Devil's Playground match, which is Falls Count Anywhere. No DQ. Gargano defeated Damian Priest in the Playground match to win the championship. Gargano pins Priest to win the title with the help of someone in a Scream costume. Priest beats up Gargano early and sends Gargano into the corner. Gargano follows with a splash, and he's wearing a kind of like the glove that Sting used to wear during the Crow persona, which is kind of a cool throwback. Gargano manages to cut off Priest and sends him into the steps. Gargano grabs a kendo stick, which they terribly underuse from under the ring. And then they have a weapons face-off, threatening a duel post-commercial break. Brawls continues through the break. Priest grabs the ring steps, nails Gargano with them. Gargano tries to escape, but Priest wraps him up and deflates in the deflated jack-o'-lantern. Gargano leaps from the stage in a senton on Priest, hits Priest with a kendo stick, and they brawl more into the ring. Gargano hits a kick, and Priest clubs him with the baton in the back of the leg. Priest then gave Gargano a sit-out chokeslam for near fall. Gargano catches Priest with a kick. However, this hurt him because of the injured leg. Gargano counters a chokeslam and sent Priest into the fence around ringside. Gargano hits a sliced bread on the ring steps for near fall. Ouch. Priest goes into the corner, and Priest hits a super plex onto the announce desk. They brawl around. Mannequin scares Gargano, allowing Priest to gain an advantage. They brawl backstage, and then Gargano dumps trash on Priest, and they follow up. Priest getting sandwiched. Priest is in a cart, and then during the break, Gargano uses a crowbar to apply the Gargano escape. Priest tees tapping. So then we move to Gargano climbing the stage, and he holds the wheel. Priest continues, and he flings a trash can at the stage. Moments later, Gargano counters, nails a super kick, and then basically we see Priest hit a Van Terminator or modification thereof. Someone in a Scream costume comes from behind, hits Priest with a pipe. Gargano hits a DDT on the stage. Gargano is handed a tombstone by the same masked individual. Tombstone shatters. Priest falls off the stage. Gargano pins Priest to win the championship. They did a lot here. They did too much here. And I think starting with this is fine. As a standalone match, again, it's fine. I don't know that having Gargano as the North American champion for a second time here is amazing. Anyway, Pete Dunne returns to NXT, joined up with Pat McCaffrey. I hated this because I don't see any value in McCaffrey. Yes, he's a good promo. No, he shouldn't wrestle. If you have to use him as a manager. Basically, he's out there, he being McCaffrey, out with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. McCaffrey yells at the fans. He's upset about losing to Cole. And said, McCaffrey says he has other media projects. So if he has other media projects, why is he back here at all? If he's such a big star, why is he on a third-level brand in WWE? No, just no. It doesn't make sense. See, he says he hires Rich Holland. He says he bought him a Mercedes for attacking Cole. Holland gets injured. McCaffrey says he has to recruit Burch and Lorcan. They turned him down until they lost the Undisputed Era. Then they came back and they aligned with him. Kyle O'Reilly interrupts, and Pete Dunne makes a surprise return. And then Dunne grabs a chair, hands one to O'Reilly, squares off with McCaffrey. Dunne does the turn, and O'Reilly is left laying. This is fine. I like the turn of Pete Dunne. I like Dunne's return here. I don't like that he's aligned with McCaffrey because McCaffrey is just a wannabe crossover celebrity goof. But if you're going to do new alliances as an alliance, this is fine. Cameron Grimes is upset to get in a van. Vehicle's supposed to take him to the Haunted House of Terror. Grimes wants to ride shotgun. Michael Hayes makes a cameo appearance as Bad Street plays. This was kind of cool in a dorky throwback to 40 years ago kind of way. Then NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar defeats Jake Atlas in a non-title match. Not a fan of this because where'd Swerve Scott go? And Jake Atlas has a lot of talent. Why is he losing to a luchador you're going to give up on in less than 6 months? Escobar pins Atlas with help from his henchmen. Outside interference seems to be a big thing tonight. Escobar wears a phantom costume. This is reminiscent of the Ray Jr. and Eddie Guerrero match from Havoc 97. Basically, Atlas is in trouble for the whole match, makes a quick comeback, gets a few near falls on Escobar, but no one really thinks he's actually going to win. Executes a handstand DDT. Escobar's henchmen help put feet on ropes to break the count. Atlas hits a flip dive onto Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. Mendoza, I guess, uses a loaded mask and rolls Atlas back in the ring, delivers his finish, and gets the pin. Again, Atlas is too talented to be wasted in this way, at least in my opinion. Then Cameron Grimes and Dexter Lumis in a Haunted House of Terror to be continued. This was just goofy. Van from earlier arrives at a haunted house and Grimes is scared. Lumis is lurking around and Grimes wanders around. Grimes approaches a referee, asks about the rules. And then they're able to basically run away from each other. Lumis is stalking. They're doing like bad sea-level movie comedy. They go into a bathroom. There's a silhouette of a naked woman in there. Grimes feels like he's attracted to this woman. And then he goes into the shower. This is a zombie. He runs away. Grimes runs around saying he's done. He wants out of here. Loomis grabs him from behind. They brawl a bit. And then Grimes is able to run away again. So basically, Grimes looks like a coward, a babyface coward the whole time. He grabs a weapon from the kitchen. More zombies come, and Loomis, they head to the van. A freaked out Grimes runs away. They continue this in a later segment. This was just, no, this does not need to be in a wrestling show. Rhea Ripley defeats Raquel Gonzalez. Not a fan of this either. They tried with Rhea Ripley. They gave up. They quit. They should not be pushing her hard again over Raquel Gonzalez. Gonzalez has something. She could be a major star. Leave her untouched until you see how far she's going to go. Ripley looks strong. Anyway, they exchanged strikes early. Brawl early. Gonzalez goes after Ripley, and Ripley has trouble getting Gonzalez off her feet, hits some clotheslines, and they do some mirror image spots. Ripley hits Gonzalez with a drop kick, sends her out of the ring, and then hits a somersault senton off the apron. Gonzalez powerbombed Ripley into the chain link fence, which was a cool spot. Show cuts to commercial. Gonzalez is in control. She's hitting a gory special. When we come back from the commercial break, Ripley fights back, and Gonzalez cuts her off. Ripley hits a backdrop and hits a drop kick for near fall, and applies a cloverleaf. Ripley sells her back and gets worked over. Gonzalez delivers a tour of the islands like Jeff Cobb, which is I love that move anyway. And then they fight on turnbuckles. Gonzalez sends her crashing with a suplex. Ripley kicks out of a near fall again. Ripley counters Gonzalez with a flying head scissors. And then they hit the riptide. Gonzalez loses after this. Again, I'm not opposed to Rhea Ripley being like the second most powerful woman on NXT right now, but you've already tried with her on the main roster. You gave up. You sent her back here. Now try with somebody else because it looks weak otherwise. Anyway, Cameron Grimes is running around. He's back at the center somewhere. Drake Maverick is backstage. He's flexing like Hulk Hogan would. Maverick begins with, the old "let me tell you something, Mean Gene" line. And then he takes off the sunglasses and says, "Can't you just play along? It's Halloween after all." That was a beautiful line. There's a person who enters that looks like or dressed up like the Giant from WCW in 1995. Killian Dane enters through the curtain dressed as a Shockmaster or the Yeti, and the Giant flees. This is just goofy comedy. It's whatever. So Maverick's upset, and then Dane said that he moved the cord, and then they just kind of go off. Conclusion of Haunted House. Grimes makes his way back to the Capitol Wrestling Center. He collapses out of exhaustion. Loomis is in the ring to surprise Grimes, and then Loomis beats him up, drops Grimes with a bulldog and a spine buster. Ring is surrounded by smoke. Grimes begs off. Zombies come in, slam the zombies onto Grimes, and Loomis chokes out Grimes. Loomis leaves the ring. Zombies are with him. Tommaso Ciampa in a pre-tape promo said he did not recognize NXT anymore, and said he wants his turn. This isn't Monopoly and people don't get turns, is basically what he implied. Ciampa says that people want to blame everybody. Glass ceilings, brass rings, and Ciampa said he was never handed anything. He wants to take back what's his, and it all begins with the Velveteen Dream. Poor Tommaso Ciampa. Like, you bring him back from, career-threatening neck injury, and you give him the Velveteen Dream. Come on, can't you do something decent for the guy? Anyway, Ciampa calls Dream a prodigy. Somebody else must have written this. And then he calls him a dead man. This would be good. Not for him to physically die, but for his career to die a death would be good. Announced for next week, Ciampa versus Dream. Ember Moon and Dakota Kai also next week. There's a live version of Io Shirai's theme music. And then Shotzi Blackheart does the tables, ladders, and scares match for the NXT Women's title. Shirai retains against Candice LeRae. Crazy match. Nothing wrong with it per se. They do a lot. LeRae attacks at the beginning, drags the table out from under the ring. Bag on the table, and then mannequin parts are in the bag. Some of them look bloody. And then they use some of the mannequin parts as weapons. And Shirai goes crashing into a ladder. LeRae gets posted, and they use a laptop as a weapon. LeRae does the ladder bridge thing, which I hate because it's too convoluted. And then Shirai hits a running knee, and they do several chairs piled up. Don't like that either, because why is one chair not enough? Show goes to commercial. Shirai sets up a table at ringside. Shirai gets another table and delivers Shirai with a missile dropkick. Shirai goes back to the outside, finish setting up a second table at ringside. Again, all this setup stuff is just goofy. Show returns from commercial. They're fighting to climb the ladder, and LeRae props the ladder in the corner. Shirai drops her with a palm strike, and there's a backstabber on some chairs. Shirai misses a moonsault and goes into the chairs herself. Several chair shots by LeRae. Shirai suplexes LeRae into unfolded chairs. Ouch, ouch, ouch. LeRae moves out of the way, and Shirai crashes into the ladder in the corner that had been set up earlier. LeRae climbs the turnbuckles, and LeRae falls over the top rope and is draped in the corner. They used one of the chairs to trap the leg of LeRae, and LeRae sold after being dragon screw leg whipped in the injured, still in the chair. Tiger fake kick by the champion. LeRae hit Shirai in the back of the chair. And then double stomp by LeRae through two tables. Mystery person in the Scream costume comes back and then helps Candice LeRae to retrieve the title belt. Shotzi Blackheart runs in, and then Shotzi Blackheart uses the electric chair maneuver. Blackheart falls backwards, and the masked person takes a bump onto a pile of chairs. LeRae is on top of the ladder, and then Shirai sets up another ladder next to her. They're fighting on top of the ladders. Shirai takes a bump off the ladder, recovers enough to tip over the ladder that LeRae is on, and LeRae crashes through the ladder bridge that was set up earlier. Shirai climbs the ladder, pulls down her belt, and wins the match. This would have been great if it was a movie stunt show. This would have been great if it was WrestleMania. This is overkill and goofy on a throwaway television program. Anyway, till next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.